Hello guys, today's video is going to be a fun one. It's a combination of three things. The first thing is going to be this watch I have modified, and you're going to see how I did it, why I did it. Could this be a project watch for you if you haven't bought one already? If you've already bought one, what kind of things can you do to it to upgrade it a little, change it a bit? That's going to be fun. That'll be the first little segment. Then we're going to move on to, I'll do a review of the piece. It's a shorter catch-up review. I've already done an unboxing, first impressions. If you haven't seen that, check out the video. And lastly, some details on how you can win this watch. Is my way of saying thank you for being subscribers, watching my videos, supporting the channel. It's going to be a bit of a Christmas present for you guys, or one of you at least. Unfortunately, I can't give you all a watch. I wish I could. That will be all the details at the end of how you can win the watch. So stick with me. We'll cover all that. Let's get on with it. So segment one is going to be how I modified this watch. Before I show you how I basically got all the paint out of this bezel insert, you're going to get to see how on your watch, if you ever want to, on any watch, take out a bezel insert. This is one of the many methods that you can use. And I've also changed on this watch. This is the original clasp. This is a pressed one. It's totally fine. But you know what I had rattling around in my box from AliExpress, which I bought years ago, is a milled clasp, which cost me less than £5. It's about a 30-second job to swap it out, and that is as easy as it comes. So do a nice little upgrade. So links will be in the description, so you can buy them yourself if you want. Without further ado, let me show you in this next section how I changed this bezel insert from having black paint inside the bezel insert to this more stark, crisp, fresher look that we've got here. So I've left this to soak for at least an hour, maybe longer, in some isopropyl alcohol. And that's all you need to do for a bit. Don't completely submerge the watch. Then you'll notice that when you start to try and turn the bezel insert the opposite way to what it would normally turn, it starts to move freely. As you can see here, I'm turning it the wrong way, and it's slippy sliding. Just where you can get a purchase on it, maybe on the loom pip, as long as it's not going to pop off. Just gently, just keep turning it and spin that rim round, keep giving it a good fingering, and then it will release itself. So as you can see here, I've done a bit of DJing on that bezel insert, and then there is the big release. It's out. Still some glue residue there, so I would leave that to soak very nicely in some more isopropyl again. Again, don't need to fully submerge the watch. Be unnecessary. Obviously make sure that crown is screwed down. Be a bad idea letting in the watch. It would be very nasty. Let that soak again, just keep checking it. I would actually recommend you wear some nitrile gloves whilst you're doing this. I was a bit of a lunatic with doing this bare hands, but I was impatient. Anyway, use a Q-tip or cotton bud, depends where you're from, to keep reaming out to the rim and keep cleaning it. This is not an adult movie, by the way. This is just how things sound. Anyway, try to make sure there's no residue or gunk in the spring clip. Moving on now to your pre-soaked bezel insert. As you see, the paint softens as well, and use a sharp tipped object, not a knife, that'd be bad, but I use my tweezers that I use for many other watch related things to get in the nooks and crannies of this bezel insert. Keep doing it, and then I found what was even better was this pin badge, that was really good for just reaming out the tiny little holes and just cleaning out all the little bits of paint stuck in all the edges. As you see, I'm scratching it as I go, which is because I'm a clumsy fool, but the good news is I've got a trick coming to rectify that problem. This is why you take the bezel insert out, because of this risk of scratching. You don't want to damage the watch, and it makes it a lot easier. So this is the trick. Brillo pad, a washing up sponge if you will. Use that. This is an old trick. You put it on, you keep rubbing, keep turning, keep twisting in a constant circular motion, and it will, over time, takes a little while, maybe 10 minutes of doing this, to rebrush it effectively, get it back to being lovely and new and shiny again. As you can see, glorious. A lot better. Still a few micro scratches. You can be a bit more persistent than I was and get them all out, but I was being impatient as usual, and here we go. I put it back in the watch. Look at how much better it plays with the light by not having any black paint in there. I think it looks gorgeous, but besides the point now, because we need to stick this back in. This is hypo cement. There'll be a link in the description where you get this kind of stuff. Really easy. It's a little bit of a modelling glue that you can use. Perfect for watches. It goes off like the tape does. Very carefully apply it to the bit that the bezel sticks to. Any residue, just rub it off. And then make sure you haven't got any on that spring clip, which makes the bezel turn, otherwise it'll seize it up. Last bit is to place the bezel back in, line it up. The glue doesn't go off that quick, so you've got plenty of time to line it up. Here we are, me checking it's perfect alignment. It's also a good trick if you want to realign a bezel, by the way, and it's not been stuck in very well. You can realign it. Then you just press it down, make sure it's evenly pressed, let it dry, let it go off, maybe overnight, but it sometimes goes off quicker, but that's it. So now you've seen that, you get an idea of one of the mods you can do. But initially I was buying this as a £43 project watch to effectively do some upgrades and see what you can change. I stopped at doing the bezel insert because I thought, I'm happy, this looks great. I could change the hands. Being a Seiko NH35, there are so many options out there for changing the hands on this watch. I've done many videos on how to do many little different changes, such as crystals, bezel inserts, bezels themselves, you name it. I've done so many upgrades on watches over the years. So check out my playlist if you've not done so already to see how this can be done yourself, and you can hopefully be inspired. I do my best, I am just a novice. So I've stopped with the modifications. Another thing you can do, and I've tried this out on a couple of other straps. Artem had sent me some lovely straps for previous reviews I've done, and it works beautifully on silver dial watches. So as you can see here, there's the sand beige colour, looks so good on this watch. Somehow works beautifully with the lume. And then you've got the green, another colour that works really well with this watch for some reason. Silver dials are just so versatile, so that's why this watch is a winner. So let's move on to the review section. It's straightforward and easy to summarise this watch. It's fantastic for the money. Always remember the money. £43 is less than a Casio Giro Marlin MDV 106, the classic quartz 200 metre dive watch. This is incredible value for money because of the specification. Solid stainless steel case, much better lume on the hands and the indices, bracelet, sapphire crystal with AR coating, a Seiko NH35 movement inside, which is running really well in this watch, by the way. Still have the screw down crown, rotating bezel, 120 click. Great specification for the money. It feels a bit more substantial on the wrist. It wears beautifully, and I'll show you now. Really comfortable. Looks good on my 7¼ inch wrist. Really good weight distribution, especially on the bracelet. Really good. So if you want a comfortable watch you can wear, do anything with, just go and buy one. Easy as that. But not all watches are perfect. As we know, there's always things to criticise. The first thing I'm not 100% happy with is the stiffness and the sound of this bezel. It's rather stiff. It's okay, everyone's might be slightly different. I have tried to lubricate it. The grip isn't fabulous on this coin edge bezel either. The hands are too thin. They're very skinny in relation to the large indices. They don't look quite long enough, but that's a flaw in the design that this is following. I just think they look a bit lost in there. I don't like the logo, a little bit ugly, a little bit unnecessary, a bit fussy. Addiesdive, weird play on words, doesn't mean anything, but I know some people love it. It's not something that bothers me too much. It's not hideous, it could be better. Other than that, I can't find many other flaws, to be honest, because it's a £43 watch. You can't be too critical. Because the positives are the build quality for a £43 watch, give or take, is incredible. The fitment of these solid female inlinks is really good in the case. Everything lines up, it's smooth, there's no poor fitment. Bracelet's not jingle jangly, it's solid, it's not too much play between the links. The links were push pin, so it's nice and easy to change them out. Really good for getting this to be sized up for me very quick and easy. The spec is great, sapphire crystal, so you won't get scratches. It's got a lovely bezel insert, which as you can see I've modified. Finishing is great between the top and the side of the case, brushed and polished. There's no over polish or over brushing anywhere. Really neat. And lovely big crown, which is signed as well with the Addiesdive logo. Screw down, it's easy to grip, easy to pull out and make adjustments. Really smooth. It catches and winds in really easily. As you can see, I screwed it straight in. Often you can get crowns that just don't screw in very easily and you have to back it off, back it in, let me begin. It's just not very easy. Brushing on the bracelet's really smooth, very neat, consistent, contrasts nicely with the polished sides. I'm just blown away. They really know how to do well-made watch and a well-finished watch for less than £50 nowadays. It's breathtaking, and it's so fun to just buy something that you can easily add to the collection for not too much money and know it's not going to be junk. And the dial is the main thing that has the absolute top positives on here. I'll start with the lume. It glows like a torch, lovely colour. The hands and the indices you see from these shots I've done, really lovely. It's crisp and it helps the legibility. If you ever do go in the sea with this, maybe not super duper deep sea diving, you'll have some good legibility. And it's just nice as a thing to have anyway, regardless if you get it wet or not. Nice to have a date complication, blends in there nicely. It's not too obstructive. It's not ugly. There's no ugly cyclops anywhere. So it just fits in with the design beautifully. But the main showstopper, if you will, is this dial. That texture looks like cracked seabed or sand. It's just gorgeous. And the silvery sandy texture combined with all those little deviations in the texture and the finish really play with the light. And it being silver as well means it is versatile as a colour choice for a watch. Really classy. Just a shame it's spoiled by that bloody logo, but you know what? We'll forgive it that because the rest of the dial is just so pretty and it just looks so fantastic. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning this watch, here is how you do it. So to finish this video, how do you win this watch? My way of saying thank you to you, Christmas present, hitting a milestone, all those things kind of wrapped up in one. All you got to do is comment to this video. You don't even necessarily need to know that you are commenting to win this prize. Just engage with the video. That's all I want from you guys. I'll put it in a random comment picker around Christmas, so I will need to get in touch with you. So check my community post. You need to be a subscriber for that so you can see regular updates. Hit the old notification bell. So when I do a new community post, you'll know that I've said who the winner is. So that's it. It's pretty easy. Good luck. See you soon. And thanks everyone again for watching. I'll see you in another video really soon. Bye for now.